Angie. This is Glo. And this is going to be our new segment called On the Couch with Angie and Glo. We've known each other since our children were in the first grade. That's been many years ago. And we clicked instantly. We became fast friends, friends that turned into family. And our personalities just feed off of each other. And when we get together, the talking never stops. We never hush. And we can talk about anything. And so we thought we'd invite you to On the Couch with Angie and Glo and let you hear some of our conversations. What do you think, Glo?
All right. I love it. I think this is going to be so good. And this is something you're going to be able to relate to, especially if you're fat and over 50. Okay?
That's right.
So, I mean, if you're not fat and you're not over 50, you still may like it because you're going to learn something.
Chances are you will be fat and 50 one day.
That's right.
You're going to need to know everything we say.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So what do you do for a living?
Well, that's one thing I can't tell you. Can't tell you where I work or talk about my job. I was told that today.
Let's just say it's legal. But it's not against the law. Well, I'm retired, so from the school system.
And that's why she looks so good. You're getting her fresh and her best, and you're getting my leftovers because I have worked on a job that we can't mention today.
Oh, it's the name that shall not be said.
Right. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, absolutely. Do you remember the first disagreement that we had?
Was it about a peanut allergy?
It was about the peanut allergy. It was about, so tell them what it was.
Do you know what? That's been so long ago. I can't remember if I thought the child should be able to come to school.
You thought that everybody should not eat a peanut in that room.
That's exactly right.
And I said, we didn't fight, but we just totally disagreed. We were not on the same page. I said, you said, it's just pitiful about that child because if she gets too close to a peanut, she will have a very severe reaction. And back then, there wasn't a lot of peanut allergies. I mean, that was a kind of a rare thing.
And hers was really bad.
It was intense. It was intense. And so you were like, none of those children should be able to bring any kind of form of peanuts as snacks to eat. And I said, well, I'm not so sure I go with that. I said, because, how unfair is that? What if you had a child that could only eat peanuts? So is he supposed to not get to eat anything? Even though that was kind of unrealistic thing to say, but still.
And I guess I still agree with my thoughts that I think that child should be allowed to come to school if that parent is willing to take the chance that somebody else's kid is going to bring a Snicker bar for snack and she's going to smell their breath or they're not going to wash their hands and they're going to touch that child.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, yes, we got to be careful and should definitely help as much as we can. But I've always been under the thing that one child doesn't set the tone for the whole class. And so I kind of felt like it wouldn't be fair to say, hey, you can't eat peanut butter because so-and-so. Because, one person, just like if you had a diabetic, okay, so when you have birthday cake and things like that at school, oh, no, we can't have anything sugar because the kid's got, diabetes. It's not fair for y'all to eat sugar and he or she can't. That's kind of how I felt about that.
But I kind of thought about that parent and they were letting their child come to school.
Yeah.
Then that should be on the parent if something were to have happened. But that child, I felt bad for that child because at snack time, they were segregated. At lunchtime, they were segregated.
Yeah. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad. And I truly did have compassion for it. But
you didn't.
You're right, I didn't. I really did. I did feel poorly for the child. I was like, that's sad. But I just went with, I was like, well, but the majority, sorry you have to sit by yourself, but don't be allergic to peanuts. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking. That is a joke. Seriously.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. I feel very bad. But, in the thing, that's been like over 20 years ago. And I do see, she's an adult now, and I see her walking around, carrying on through life. She was in Walmart,
Right. She probably had an EpiPen in both pockets.
Yeah, she probably did. I mean, I tested it out. I went and got me a Penne bar, and I ate it, and I just went, hey, how are you? And she didn't even flinch. I mean, she was good, so she's still up in immunity to it. See, it helped her being in school.
Yes, it did. Is that the only time we've ever disagreed?
I think that was like where we were totally on different planes. Because most of the time we kind of see it the same. I mean, for the most part, I think. I think so. Yeah. I mean, you know, we did for a little bit, but I think we mostly, because honestly, your dad and my dad, who have both passed away, but they didn't know each other. But dang if they weren't alike.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I could have been your daddy's daughter.
You really could, and I could have been your dad's, and we would have been very comfortable because they were like the same person.
They absolutely were.
Because we would always joke like how our dads would go into a convenience store and then they'd come back and they'd be like, "That cashier really liked me. I am good looking."
Everybody loved my dad.
As
far as he was concerned.
That's right. My dad was the sexiest man alive.
They all wanted him.
Home. Yes.
Absolutely.
Every woman thought he was good looking. You know, every woman was flirting with him. And the younger, if she was 20, oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely wanted him.
Absolutely wanted him. Yes, she did. She really did. Yeah, and I was just looking at him like, whatever makes you happy. You know, that's what.
Well, my brother would go along with him.
Oh, he would encourage him.
Yeah, but I would call him out. It would make you so mad.
Do you remember, because years ago, like we said, our children went to school together. We were in the same class, and we became fast friends. And then we started substitute teaching, right? And we would get to know all the teachers and kind of, you know, what their expectations and who they kind of really were. Mm-hmm. And do you remember we had the children at a whole grade level of children, and there were 4, including us. There were 2 other teachers, and we were sitting on the bench, and one of the teachers, who was she was old school, and she was rough. She was rough on the kids. I mean, they were young children, elementary children, and she was rough. And she looked at you, because I think this is where we differ too. You, like, I can kind of go like, oh, you know, and I might can let your face, it's going to tell the story.
Yeah, I can't tell stories because my face says it all.
It says it all. I think I'm a little bit better at kind of covering it up. And she looked at you, she said, "I'm not mean to the children, am I, Angie?" And Angie went, and I said, I just jumped right, no, you're not. No way.
I couldn't think that fast in my face.
Yeah.
You know, she was meant to the kids. I was scared of her too.
Yes, exactly. But like, you know. Yes, that was a funny time, because the look, like, you are never speechless, but you were speechless on that day.
Do you remember this time? All of the kids in 1st grade went on a field trip. You and I stayed back because one of the teachers who we were friends with, she said her room just got on her nerves. It was just, she couldn't find anything. There was stuff here, stuff there. And so we didn't go on that field trip. We stayed back and we organized her room.
Yes. She was kind of a hoarder too.
Yes.
Yes. And
when the field trip was over and they came back, she was furious at us.
She had, like, you know how those hoarders on TV, like, they have a breakdown because, like, you put their stuff where it shouldn't go?
Yes.
Oh, my, and this wasn't just a teacher. We were friends.
We thought she was just going to hug us and love us and bow down and,
y'all worked so hard.
Yeah. No.
Boy, we found out real quick. That was not a good idea. That was bad.
But it really looked good.
It did.
We
did a fine job.
But it looked good for a little while.
It did. But she was not happy with us. No, absolutely not happy with us at all. And we were so shocked. You could have just like, oh my God, you know. But she always complained. I don't have time. I don't have time to clean it. We'll do it. Yeah, we got this.
And we didn't tell her. It was going to be a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, yeah.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I mean, you know, she can't appreciate help. That's on her. I wish somebody would come clean my house.
My bedroom closet looks like that now. Anybody wants to come clean my closet? Come on.
Yes, me too. That's when I know that I am absolutely in a chaotic form in my mind. When my closet starts getting where I can't hardly walk through it. And it always correlates together when I'm sort of overwhelmed and I'll keep trying to ignore it and try to push it, you know, and I'll move it, and then I'll go in there and get mad at stuff because it's tripping me up, you know. And when I finally purge and get everything out,
Austin, he can't hear it. He has hearing aids. And when we go to bed at night and lay down, he's a realtor, so his hours vary. He doesn't have to get up in the mornings. I do. I have to go to my job, and so I can't talk about. So when we lay down, he's still watching TV, and it's up to like 500 decibels, and I'm trying to sleep, and the TV is screaming at me. So we ordered a new TV. We were laying in bed one night, and I said, "There's got to be something like when you listen to your earpods, whatever they're called, on your phone. I can't hear that." I said, "There's got to be something. We need to invent something." Well, my son said, "Just look on the internet." Well, we found something. So we got a new TV, and it comes with these things. You just put them in your ear. They can lay in bed. I can't even hear the television.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it's wonderful. Well, the television came in yesterday. Okay. Well, my dresser, I have 10 million thousand pair of earrings, and they're all covered.
Yes.
The top of that dresser. Right. Well, except for the corner where the television was. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to go out to eat last night. We went out to eat. I didn't know the television had come in. Then we get in after I've worked all day, and we go out to eat, and then we get home, and it's 7 o'clock, and he's like, "I need you to clean that dresser off so we can put that TV up so I can listen to it tonight." And I'm like, I've worked all day. I'm tired.
Yes,
we went out to eat at 7 o'clock. I don't want to have to clean this dresser off right now.
Right. It can wait.
I need to be prepared to do that. Right.
Yes.
If you want to watch that TV, I'm sorry.
Right.
But then I got mad because I had to clean the dresser off.
Right.
And do something with all of my stuff that I wasn't prepared to do.
Yes. And then all it means is just sweeping it off, and then you got to pile it up somewhere else. I like
lists. Mm-hmm. I like to make a list and check it off.
Right. You got to like that.
And that wasn't on my list to do yesterday. Mm-hmm. And then I had to do it.
And it was late already because you went out to eat. Right. So you were tired.
Yes.
You had no, and do you find after you, because you work with people all day long at the job we're not going to say that you work at, but you work with people all day long, and I know at school I felt the same way. I just need some quiet. Mm. I mean totally quiet.
Yes.
Like I don't want anybody doing this. Decompress.
The older I get, the more I'm like that. I'm go to work, and when I come home, I don't want to hear a phone. I don't want to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. Let me just breathe for a few minutes.
Yes. And see, I think with Brett, his job before he retired, being a highway patrolman, he's in his car by himself all day. So all day he's just listening to music, being by. So when he comes in, he's ready to talk. And I have been talked to death, being with children all day long, and I just want to be quiet. Mm-hmm. I just want to be quiet. I literally do not even listen to the radio back then, especially when the radio. I barely know a song because I just wanted quiet in the car. Mm-hmm. And Lord forbid when I had to take my children to school. Yeah. That was hard, and that's something I felt like a lot of men do not appreciate women who work in the school system, and they bring their children to school. They don't get a moment.
Not a moment.
I remember one day, one morning. Here it was, it's always chaos. I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to get the girls up. And I have one that is not a morning person. And at that time, they were at the age where they had to wear bras. They had gotten to that point. And I was like, come on, y'all. She's got my bra on. And that's my bra, and it's the best bra, and I want it back. And then I was like, no, it is not. It's my bra. And I like the way it feels. And it went back and forth. And I'm trying to ignore it, hoping they'll just settle it. Finally, I had just heard about all I could hear, and I just said, stop it. If you don't figure this bra situation out, I'm going to make you wear mine. And they figured it out. They did, because I swore they would have put on that bra that would have been way too big for them at that point. I was like, but see, that's the kind of mess people don't think about. You're taking them to work with you.
It's a complete change of subject.
Yes.
Bras.
Yes.
And a chunky girl.
Yes.
And I'm short and chunky. So by the time, I get a bra.
Yes.
And if I get it big enough around, well, I'm short. So I can't tighten the strap up enough to hoist them up where they need to be. So they're still around my belly button. And I can't find a bra that fits.
Yes.
Cannot find a bra that fits.
People who are big, busted, and overweight have the hardest time finding bras. It is awful. It is the best thing that I have done is when I went to Lane Bryant and I had them fit me. I had never been fit until probably right before Christmas.
Lane Bryant does that?
They do. They will fit you. And they let you try it on, and they make sure. I've gotten the best bra that I've ever had.
When you say they fit you, they took your measurements.
Yes.
Or they just let you try on different styles of bras?
They took my measurements, and then they went and picked out some bras. And and I was wearing and believe it or not, I was wearing the wrong cup size and the wrong, whatever this is, around the waist, around the ribs. I was wearing both were absolutely wrong. And I have to say, this is the best bra. Now
I want to look at your boobs.
Well, you know what? Here we go. What do y'all think? You know? Because honestly, after children and weight gain loss, weight gain and weight loss, weight gain and weight loss, they are just pitiful. They're sad puppies that look down all the time. And I cannot stand it. Or if you get a bra, they look like bananas.
Right.
You know, because the bra makes them pointy, and I can't stand that either.
Me either.
You know? But this bra is an underwire, but I can't even feel it. Most people, you know, underwires are the most uncomfortable, but I have to have an underwire or I don't get a lift.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. But this is the best bra, and I am telling you.
Oh, I better go this weekend.
Go.
I'm going this weekend. I might find out a work tomorrow.
Do it. You know, it's worth it because you are sick. You're sick of your bra.
Yes, I am.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly right. It is worth it. And like I said, and I had Samantha, my youngest daughter, I had her do it at Chris because I bought her some bras, and I said, get fitted. And I'm telling you, it's a very good experience.
I am so excited.
Yes, I love it. And the lady that helped me was great, but I can't remember her name.
And while I'm there, I might shop. Because speaking of bras,
yes,
and tops for big girls are so short.
They're so short.
My boobs, if I didn't wear a bra, would hang out the bottom.
Yes.
You can't find clothes that fit.
No, you cannot. I think we were talking about how that I picked up a 3X. A 3X. I wear a 2X. Comfortable. A 3X, and I kid you not, it went up to my waist.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
And like we were talking earlier, if that's what you're comfortable with, if that's what you like,
go for it.
Wear that. It's your body. You wear it. I am 57. I want to cover it up.
Me too. And I don't want, if I have something that's tight on me or feels like it's showing something, I feel 100 pounds bigger.
Me too.
I do. I can't get over it. I want it to be, but they're making them short. And why? Why does every thing that they make have to have flowers all over? It's busy. Like I'm talking about one busy shirt.
Just be solid.
Solid. I don't mind if it's a little something here or there. But when I tell you they put the prints on, I look like a wall. I mean, just a wall that's been wallpapered.
I'm so broad. It's just hard to wear.
See, I have the brawler, and now we're shaped differently.
You're tall.
I'm tall. I'm 5.
You're long waisted too.
I'm very long.
You have lots of body. I don't have much body,
and I have long legs. And you have some long waisted, long legs. You have shorter legs, and you're shorter waisted.
Yes.
And your boobs are a lot bigger than mine.
Yes,
and they're heavy. This woman has the heaviest boobs you ever known in your life.
I made her hold them for me one day.
She had, and it was in belt too. It wasn't like privately. We weren't like privately at the house, like, feel how heavy my boob is. We were in belt, looking around at clothes, and she said, Lord, feel my boob, how heavy it is. I'm like, I mean, you know, and she's like, feel it. And I said, okay. And
hold my boob.
Oh, Lord have mercy, child. Yeah. I don't know how you carry anything.
My back hurts all the time.
I know it hurts all the time. I know you have indentions. There's got to be a lot of pain to that.
I'm teaching my 2-year-old grandson to rub my back now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh, and it's training, really.
Yes,
it's training for when he has his own life. Yeah, I like that. I need to get Zane on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do. But our body types are different, but yet I feel like it's still the same problem. You know, of finding things that feel, and I don't want to dress like the skinny girl. Like I want what flatters me, and I don't know. Surely there's some talented people that are fat and that can design some clothes.
Well, wouldn't you think? I mean, you and I are not the only 2 chunky girls in Columbia County.
Thank you.
We're not.
We're not. No, because we're the fattest county in the world. I believe is what they said, isn't it? Like the most
terrible.
I'm sorry, we're the most healthy county in North Carolina. Yes, we are. But the thing about it is, I unhealthy. My blood work and everything. There is a 90-pound skinny girl that's really inside of here because my blood work is great. I mean, I have the blood work of a very thin, active person who works out. It's amazing how great my blood work is compared to my husband. I mean, it's like wow, you know.
But you have thyroid issues.
But I have the Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune, and then it affects my thyroid. And you have no thyroid.
It's gone. I have to take medication every day.
Because you have cancer on yours.
Yes.
Yes.
And so it's gone. And if we do this, the more I talk, I'll start to sound like a man. I still have my parathyroid glands. Okay. And they'll get real weak by the end of the day. So I start to sound real rough and like a man. Get really hoarse.
See, that is a sign of that. That's right. That's exactly right. And people just don't know what it's like. That is, like you said, it's a tiny little organ, if you will, but man, it controls a lot. Everything. And it does make it hard to lose weight.
It does.
It does. I have had gastric bypass twice. I'm so daggone proud of that.
You're absolutely cute.
You know, I am a food addict, in case you didn't know.
Oh my gosh. That's what I say. Food is my drug of choice.
It is mine too. And I had because you knew me when I had my first kind of gastric bypass. And that was many years ago. And that was in like 1999 maybe or so. I believe it was somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
And because the girls were small. And I had that, and I lost 100 and some pounds, 120 or something like that. And then I gained probably 75, 85 of that back within years. And just started building. Because I am a food addict. I just love, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a sugar and carbs. That's my jam. Carbs are my jam.
Carbs. I love bread
and pasta. I love it. It makes me happy. And I was reading somewhere where it said that when you have, if you have ADHD, and I think the older we get, we tend to get that ADHD.
I'm sure I have.
I know, me too. And if you have autoimmune thyroid disorders and things like that, your body doesn't process well as it should because there's a lot going on. And that our dopamine, and we're getting older, the dopamine, which makes you feel good and happy, starts to get lower.
Yep.
And so what happens is the sugar and carbs, it puts a spike in our dopamine, and that's why we crave it so much. So here it is. Since I went to Tijuana to have my surgery, okay, Tijuana, Mexico, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I've been denying myself carbs, and I am seriously, and I know that because I've gone through menopause and I'm emotional and stuff, but still, that's why I'm kind of like struggling because. What's giving me my dopamine?
Right.
Nothing. People say, oh, exercise. I have exercise and I have never felt a dopamine rush. Never. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, only skinny people get dopamine rushes.
Somebody put on Facebook, I forgot who it was. Somebody from our area. Facebook friends, so I had to be around here. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah.
And they said that they had it done, and she said, she was talking about how she just missed being able to sit down and eat her own plate of food.
Yeah.
That her and her husband got a plate and couldn't finish it. And, this is South. We go out to celebrate by eating. Everything is centered around food.
It is.
And she said, even though she lost the weight and she looks so good, I don't know who it is now. She said it had been the best, worst year of her life.
I believe that.
She said her body may look better, but she was tired. She couldn't eat. She didn't have the energy because she can't eat.
Yes.
So she said it was the best, worst year of her life.
And I believe that. And I really believe, too, you can have all the surgeries you want, but until you can fix that mind thing.
That was another thing she said. She said she wished she could go back to pre-surgery and just love the woman that she was, like her husband loved that woman and like her children loved that woman.
Oh, that's profound.
Yeah.
And that is true. And you know what? I don't know how it is with raising boys, because you raised a boy, I raised two girls, but I passed on that kind of down in my own self, and they do the same thing. They cannot accept good about themselves.
Well, I think maybe the difference is with a boy, I've always been a chunky mama. So he kind of likes just chunky girl. And I remember one time we were on vacation, and he and his wife, they hadn't been married long. We were down at the river, and we'd been out on the boat, and we came in, and we were fixing ourselves some lunch, and we had like cantaloupe and sandwiches, and she got a fudgesicle, and she said, I don't need it, but I really want another one. And he was so sweet. I said, oh, I raised such a good man. He looked at her and he said, I like them thick. Eat another one, baby. She said, I think you just called me fat, but I think I love you more for it. I'm really confused, but I think I love it.
But I'm liking this.
He said, I like them thick. Eat another fudgesicle.
As many as you want, baby. That's right.
But he held her face, looked her in her eyes, and said, I like them.
And you're like, I did.
Yes, I did.
I did a good job. You know, it's funny that you said that. I didn't know that Austin couldn't hear. I had no idea. You must like men that can't hear.
I know.
I didn't realize that, but I put that together real quick.
Or men that can't hear gravitate towards me because I'm so loud.
Well, I can hear every word she says. But I had no clue that he could not hear very well.
No.
But honestly, Brett doesn't wear hearing aids, but seriously, the man can't hear.
Austin didn't either, and he's bald. And I think a little bit of the not wanting to wear hearing aids was a little bit of vanity. And he doesn't have hair to cover it at all.
So he feels like everybody sees it.
But you can't. They make them so tiny.
Wow.
You can't see it. And I just got so tired of hollering or him not hearing me. Or us having conversations and me thinking he was hearing me. And he had no idea what I was saying.
Yes.
And so he finally got some hearing aids. Best thing ever.
That's good. See, Brett, he can't hear lower pitches. He can hear higher pitches, but he can't hear lower. Now, I'm just the opposite. A high pitch is harder for me to hear, but I can hear the lower pitch. But and he will get very frustrated if you're talking to him and he doesn't understand what you're saying.
It's your fault.
It's my fault, right? And we went to Disney, and when you go in there, or at least back then, I mean, it's been like 10 years. You had to like do a thumbprint or something, you know. And the lady, he did his thumbprint, but he didn't read it. And she said, you know, try it again. He tried it again, and then she said, do you have any oils or lotions on your finger? And Kayla, Samantha, and myself were standing behind him, and he said, what? She said, do you have any oils or lotion on your finger? And he said, what? And by that time, you know, there's a line waiting, you know, and so, and we didn't mean it, but all three of us said it at the same time. We said, do you have any oils or lotions on your finger? And he whipped his head around and he's like, you don't have to yell at me.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Yeah, we do.
So sorry. Yeah. But yeah, that's so I get
and
you.
it gets aggravating, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. He'll say your mom.
Speaking of, Brett can't hear low, you can't hear high. Austin and I had this conversation last night too, because I told you we had to get a new TV so I can sleep at night. Well, there's a setting on your television where you can go in and control the, what do you call it? Like if it talks at a high pitch or a low pitch, you can fix that on your television.
Really?
Yeah, because some people who can't hear don't hear the high.
Exactly.
Some don't hear the low. You can fix it on your television.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It took us 45 minutes and we just didn't find it.
Yeah.
So
just like
don't ask me.
That's right.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna text Austin and say, when you get home, Angie wants to play with the TV.
No, you better.
She wants to make sure it's just right.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't. Well, Brett, he says he has tendonitis because of the military being in loud, and
so he hears ringing.
He hears ringing. So at night he can't have it silent. That's a problem.
Oh,
because I like silent.
Me too.
And so we compromise by putting on rainfall or static noise or something. But I have to have a black screen because I don't want the light flickering. Of course, he thinks that I'm just being so extra because I can't handle the light. You know, he says, I've come in here plenty of times and you've fallen asleep with the TV on. that's different.
It is different.
That's different. But when I am actively trying, like I'm going, okay, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, I want to go to bed, and then he has it on, and then like I said, he's got it jacked up loud. I can't. I hate it. I do.
When I go to sleep at night, I want it cold. I want it pitch black, dark.
Yes.
And I want it silent.
I like silent.
No noise.
I don't like noise. I've gotten where I can handle the noise of ocean or rain or something like that. But it took a while to get used to it. But he likes there's nothing he loves more than to have it on regular TV.
But I couldn't imagine that either, to hear that in
that would
in
be
my
great.
head all the time.
Yes.
It would drive me crazy.
It would drive me crazy too.
Yeah.
That would be insane. It would be very hard. And he's a TV person. I literally come home and he has every TV in the house. And we've got 3 TVs. And every TV is on in the house. Because he wants to have the TV going in every room that he's in.
For the noise, you think?
I don't know what it is. But it drives me crazy. And they're all blasting. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's all loud.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of stimulation.
Yes, it is.
You know? It's
yes,
a lot of stimulation.
Yes,
and if I get overstimulated, I get anxious and mad.
Me too.
I really do. That's how my anxiety comes out.
Me too. Me too.
Yes, yes. And that's going to be another subject we do. What I do when I'm anxious.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've got a really, it's a crazy thing I do when I get anxious.
So tell everybody where they can watch us, where they can find us.
I'm going to do that. We're going to cut it and we're going to paste it together. We're going to put it in the comments, and that's what we want. We want you to tell us some things about you and give us some ideas, some things you want to talk about.
And if you're friends of ours, I'm sure our friends are going to watch this. Hopefully, y'all better watch this. If you remember Angie Glo story, put it in the comments,
yes.
And we'll talk about that too.
Yes, make it G-rated as you can, though. Okay. Yeah. We'll appreciate.
We save the X-rated stuff for after hours.
That's right, after hours. After hours on the couch with Angie. All right. Yeah. Well, stay tuned. All right. It's good. We love y'all.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.